Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Railroads. Today's beverage is a refreshingly chilled mango cola. So welcome back to Railroads, and in a previous video we were looking at the Quad Lake City custom/multiplayer map and attempting a challenge, and the challenge was originally to only leave the quadrant that you start on once you've transported absolutely everything possible. We then expanded that, however, very early on to say no, you're just not allowed to leave the quadrant at all, and it was a fairly interesting and successful challenge. We've got another one in this one, and again this is viewer suggested, and it was basically a carry one of everything. Now, we've done similar things before, but this has got a bit of an added sort of challenge. So we can have a train that carries, say, 8 passengers, and we can have another one that carries 8 mail, but we can't double up on them, and we want to try and get every single item. So we're going to go to Great Britain, and that's going to have things like munitions and steel, so it's going to be quite difficult, I think, this one. Let's just go to OK here, and we'll see what happens as we load in. Obviously, we need to figure out where we are, what we can transport. The immediate thoughts are, well, obviously the things we can transport straight away are passengers and mail. So we're in Hastings here, and we've got a London over there as well. Okay, naturally on the coast as well you often find fisheries, so we'll have a quick look around. Yes, there's one over there, and that actually goes right over to Chelmsford. Okay, we've actually started off in a very decent position because there's like a sheep farm over here as well, and we can probably transport the nitrates over there. Yeah, okay, so let's have a quick look at the goods report. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can only have 12 trains in total. This is going to be, let's say, a bit interesting. Actually, wait. One of the things, I guess there's more. Is there more than that? No, that has to be more than that. Textiles turns it into clothing, doesn't it? Let me just double check. Textiles and wool. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And we'll also generate some more, I think, because there's munitions there. It's not actually listed on this in this thing here. Okay, well, we'll see how we get on. Like I say, the challenge is to not double up on stuff, as in, we can only have like one of any type of train. Let me just make this go around the corner, sharpish, and then to there. Then what I'm going to do is place that one in there, and then we're going to go for a straight up double track like so, and then we'll have the little crossing points that we often put in here, one there and one in there. Okay, so new train. We're going to start off in where have we actually started off as? We started off in Hastings, and we're going to go passengers with 8, and then mail with 8, and then we can't go any further with that one. We are not allowed to go and build any further sort of thing there. Let me go ahead and sell some shares here to go up the top, because what I want to do is curve this round, and this is going to be another bit of an interesting double track type of arrangement. Actually, do I need to double track it? I probably don't. I could probably just bring that down to about there. The idea with this one is we will take the, the wool, and then we'll bring it here, and then I'm going to clear it, then take clothing, then go to London, then clear and come back. So that's still carrying 2 of those things there. I'm going to sell some shares, and I'm going to immediately buy the textile mill. I think a lot of this challenge will be dependent on being able to purchase a lot of industry, a lot of other people's industry, most likely as well, truth be told. But anyway, we'll see how we get on. Oh, look at that. That's clipping through one another. I don't know what's happening there. I'm going to have to do some alterations. Looks like we're going to get this industry, which is a good start. All right, there we go. That's fine. And let me just go maybe across to that side. And this one goes from there to there, then goes there to there if it needs to as well. Okay, so this is all running fairly well. This one, I'm going to connect up to there. Yes, I can. And I want to now go down and, well, we're going to take, I think, the sheep farm here. We're going to go through the sheep farm, just clip through it, and then over to Portsmouth, like that, and then we'll say one there, one in there, and then it's going to be, actually, where is the nearest hospital? Is it London? It is London. Oh, yes, okay. So there is a hospital here. That's going to be problematic, I think. We'll say that to there. And then what we'll do is we will, I think, already buy out this chemical plant, and we're going to buy out most likely the hospital in London as well. I'm going to sell some more shares, and I'm going to make that happen. Let me just fire up the hospital there. And it looks like George Stevenson was trying to bid on that one, and looks like it's Jim Hill. Don't know where our competitors are. Truth be told, I'm just staying in my lane, just staying on my track for the moment, and carrying on doing my own thing. So George Stevenson bidding in again, being a bit cheeky there. I'm going to have to... No, I don't think I'm going to have to go further than that one. There we go. So there is the chemical plant. Now we're going to go for the London Hospital. We've also got over here the Portsmouth cattle supply, and oh, actually interesting, the stockyard is in London as well, so we can probably transport more like that as well. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go over to a station, then to a terminal. I'm going to have to sell some of my last remaining shares here. So it's going to carry nitrates, and then the nitrates go to the chemical plant, then we bring back the medicine to London, and then we come back again. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to go for another track on this side, and the reason for that is I'm going to go for a straight up stockyard. So stockyard goes there. We are going to then go for, I think, an expansion up to Chelmsford, like so, because there is fisheries there. Okay, that's fine. I'm also going to probably connect up with that, and it's messed up, although I've been lucky in that I can delete it like so, and that's working out fine. I always go from there to there. That's working out fine. Yes, okay. So I want to go from here with all of the stock, and then take food over to... didn't build a... One second. Build a depot. Depot can go in there. So it is from the stockyard. We'll max out on that one. Go there, clear the car, then load food, and then drop the food off there, and then come back. And that's okay. What I'm going to do now is buy out the stockyard, and then we're going to go for fisheries next as well. Looks like Jim Hill is desperately wanting to get on this, which is a bit of a shame. But looks like we've got that one. Yes, we have. Okay, good. So I'm going to go for a bit of a double track on this one, and then we will probably connect those up like so. And this is going to come down over to the fishery, although I don't have the money to do that because it's very expensive. There we go, over to there. Now I'm going to have to edit the load actually, because we'll have a fish train. Essentially, going from the fishery, and there's one over there, but we can't touch that. Remember, we can only have one train. So from here, we're going to max out on the fish, go there, then I'm going to clear and say okay. However, what I'm going to do with this one is edit its route, go there to Chelmsford, then go back to London. So Chelmsford, close, then London with food, then clear. So the idea is we go, all of the cattle goes to London, then to stockyard, then takes the food that we've produced in London to Chelmsford, then the cannery in Chelmsford, then we bring food back to London, and then we go from there. So hopefully that makes sense. We do have now some coal over here. We have some ores. Is there any ores anywhere else on the map? I actually don't know. Over in Hitchin, we do have the ability to make munitions, but you need ideally a place. Well, you need the coal first. Actually, look at that there, Norwich. So they're not really transporting that, which is curious. Okay. Ipswich can turn that or into bombs. I'm actually going to start to bid on my own sort of shares here. I'm also going to buy out a bit of gyms as well. And there we go. That's been a nice little buying session. What I'm also going to do, just because we should have done it a while ago, is upgrade everything to a terminal. It's going to be quite an expensive endeavour, but I think a worthy one at that. So let's just think from memory. We're carrying passengers, mail, food, cattle, fish, nitrates, wool, clothing, and medical supplies. So the only thing that I can think of that I'm not transporting is... I think it's ore, steel, munitions. Those are the three that come to mind. Okay. Well, everything's now upgraded. No, station, and then I need to go for a terminal. Oh, there's a new 422 Iron Duke locomotive. We're still on almost stock locos here. So, where's the best place to go? Well, Hitchin will net me, obviously, straight up like munitions factory. But we then need to turn ore. We need to get ore for a start. Now, ore's there. Hang on, wait. So there's a so there's loads of ore in Wales essentially, but there's one down the bottom here near Poole, and okay, we are near Portsmouth. You know what I could probably do, because London does require munitions. I could probably build maybe a production facility. That's going to be expensive. Oh no, Bristol. Bristol, right, we can get over to Bristol. If we get over to Bristol, that'll help us out. And I'm gonna probably build, strangely, from here. It's gonna be expensive. I'm aware of this. Over to Bristol, straight across, like that, and then we're gonna double track to about here. Helps if I actually build something there. Then from this one over to there and there. Okay, good. So we're now going to carry ore from there to the... Ah, messed it up slightly. Doesn't matter. Continue on. Continue on. And that takes it to the steel mill, which I will now start. In Salisbury... I can technically build there. Is that right? Oh, I can. Right. So in Salisbury, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have... well, I need not a lot of money to do it, but I will be able to do it eventually. I'll be able to build it in an empty lot. And what I'm going to build is probably the munitions factory, isn't it? Yeah. And I want the steel mill, which is good, so we're going to be getting good revenue off that. And we've just got enough money now to build a... Where is it? It is a war factory. So that's now built. So I'm going to have a train going from here. It's going to be all of the ore to there, to Salisbury, then to London, then clear. So, by my reckoning, that is everything done. Let's have a quick look. Goods report. Passengers... Oh, okay. It's actually... We're dominating the entire board there. Okay. So, we're passengers mail, food, textiles, arms we've started, livestock, yes, fish, wool, nitrates, coal, medicine, steel. We've done it. So, we set out with the task of... trying to... Oh, look at George Hudson. They've got no money whatsoever. Their stocks are garbage. Well, what I'm going to do then, because I am making decent money, I'm going to buy them out as much as I possibly can here. Jim Hill is the same. Jim Hill is really, really out of cash money. So I'm going to try and buy out both people. Or at least build up lots of stock. In terms of stock, it's fairly one-sided, I must confess. The highest is ourselves on 6.6. That's our valuation. Million. 6.6 million. Next highest is George Stevens on 3.3, followed by Jim and George on basically 1.7. So there's not much in it. And we'll be able to liquidate sooner rather than later. Oh, did I upgrade Bristol? I don't think I did upgrade Bristol, did I? No, I didn't. Okay. Well, I'm going to do that. Do I do it now? There's not really much going on there. That's weird, that. I can't recall ever doing that. Let me go for... Hang on, something... that. Oh, can it not do that? There to there. Yes, it can. And then there to there. I kind of recall building right over a town like that and then putting a like industry there. Oh, hang on. I thought I'd built a A war factory. What's going on here? Let me alter that. Interesting. I genuinely thought I'd built that. Okay. Empty lot. War factory. There it is. And there's a freight loco, which I'm going to utilise. Right, back over to here. Obviously been in full-on autopilot mode doing that. Clear. No, clear after the fact. Clear. Okay. Now we're transporting everything. Good. Right, we now have... frankly, just a better it's just a better locomotive. So everything's getting upgraded because we're on pretty much stock locos. Now I'm looking on the bottom left, but on the top right I can't see. But I'm probably quite. I was going to say I've expected to look up and see was in a massive deficit, but apparently not. Okay, so everything is going well. Oh, there's a Pullman Palace car patent, 25% passenger delivery bonus, so we will definitely go for that. And it looks like George was going to try and bid on it. Well, they did bid on it, but not successfully. And looks like a couple of people's stocks has gone up as well. But, I mean, this is ridiculous. I can't recall a time when we've been able to, when people's stocks have been so low. And obviously the whole thing with the challenges that we do here is to spice up the game a little bit. And serve as like a little rather than, it's not necessarily about the challenge. Like as in, it has to be really difficult, but just the experiment alone is, to me, interesting. But yeah, we still have to win. The goal is still to win. But looking at it now, it's got to a point now where I'm just about to buy out Jim because liquidate and then buy out George any second. Just waiting for more stuff to come into London. And I know there's some load balancing as well that we could attempt. As in, there's probably, yeah, different food trains that we can alter. I think it's this one really. This is the slowest one because it has to go from the stockyard to here and then up to the top and back. So it's the slowest one. So I said I could do some load balancing, but you know, for what's going on here, I don't think we need to stress over it too much. I'm just focusing now on buying out as much stock as possible. I think there was actually an achievement earlier, yes, by a 20% majority stake. Minority, hang on, what? Words are hard. 20% minority stake in each other railway. Well, I've bought out 2 of the 3 railways. And I now own 50% of George Stephenson. So, there is basically 7 million needed in order to... Yeah, there's 7 million needed in order to buy out George. By the time we get there, though, it's probably close to 8.5, 9, potentially. Okay. Well, if we go over to industry report, we can see that we're leading on every single industry apart from coal. But remember, we've only got 1 train. We've only got 1. There's in Salisbury, and we can see dropping all that off. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And then picking up the munitions, which I believe is the most expensive. Arms is 50,000. Oh no, cars in yeah, automobiles are quite expensive actually. Although I guess that will ramp up. The price of it will ramp up as we get towards. Where is it? Goods. Big drop in arms price there. When's this game end? Victory is 1957. Yeah, I guess complete by 1922. As we start heading towards, I think, World War One, the price of arms goes right up there. There's a lot of sheep on this hill, isn't there? See them all sat in there, hanging around. Same over here. Spin around. Oh, there is a 422 Sterling passenger locomotive. Fairly confident with it. An 8-load car, it's just not as good as the goods. Yeah. Okay. So I'm out of habit. I am buying out my own supply. So I've got... we're valued at 24 million. The next highest is George at 6. I mean, it's game. We've won. Unless they've been sitting on like a dragon's hoard, essentially, that we don't know about. Look at that. That's an elevated train. Okay. So, I mean, I'm buying out my stock. Ooh, half maintenance cost on all trains. I mean, do I need to do that? Like, I'm thinking we're valued at so much that we can see that we sell our stolen stock for nearly $1 million each. I only need 6. The problem with selling out my own stock is George can then buy it, and then it alters the price of what they're valued at. Have they got... Is that got cheaper? Can't be. I mean, sell. 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 And sell. Liquidate. There we go. That's been a bit of railroads. We have managed to, in a very short amount of time, buy out Jim Hill, George Stevenson, and George Hudson. The original challenge was you can only have one of every train type, one of every you can only transport one of every cargo type, and only have like one train doing it. Like I say, could have been more efficient at the routing, I'm sure, but it's obviously proved that it actually doesn't matter. We've got a win off it, and a decisive win as well. Like, we have no other competition, and we're not even halfway through the scenario time. Obviously, we didn't do any of the goals or anything, but we don't need to do that. There's no reason to complete those. Not that we can do it with the parameters that we've set, actually, for this thing. Either way, that's been a bit of railroads. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this little look at the game, little challenges, things like that. If you have any tips, comments, suggestions, not just for this run, but for others, ones you may want to see, then by all means let me know, and we'll, tackle them together. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Comments in the comments, take care, and generic partings. I've just realised there's a house on the tracks in London here. That would be suboptimal for the occupier of the property. Well, unless you're really into trains, of course.